So for all of that, that would be 24K.
I wonder if it makes sense to start at that point because I'm pretty preoccupied with that at the moment. Is it possible for me to take this away and think about it for like a day or so? What I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing is that like I'm kind of concerned that this doesn't work anymore.
The extra cake on the pudding, if you will.
Yeah, the cherry on top. All
The
right, man.
cherry on top.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Let's do it.
Be 24K. And then if you want the ads to continue after those 60 days, it would just be 3K per month management after that with Brandon's team. If everything's rolling and you just want to keep his team managing them, you can at 3K a month after that.
3K per month management. And so 3K management. Okay. So then can I get them to do so okay, so for B2B they do paid ads and they also do SEO. And then
Mhm.
B2C, is it like limited to one or the other, or like can I also get them to do both potentially?
Oh, I mean, we can introduce you to white labels for both
Okay.
ads and SEO.
Okay.
But just bear in mind in the beginning. Now, this is one thing I would have the mindset of if I was in your shoes. Is in the beginning, don't worry so much about profit because right now we're at zero. You know, we're basically breaking even.
Yeah.
Go the revenue route in the beginning because if you have a lot of revenue in 60, 90 days, even if you're not making a ton of money yet, it's like, okay, now we have a business that's working. Now let's figure out how to get my profit margins in,
Yeah.
bring things in house, you know, because I mean, Agency Lab comes with so much support. You could get an SOP for a media buyer. You could get an SOP for a new SDR, a new closer. Like there's a lot of things that we can help you do to scale beyond that. But in the
Hmm.
beginning, I would just keep your mind on revenue because that's what we need in the beginning to make sure things roll.
Okay, cool. Um, and just to clarify, the 3K with Brandon, that would cover like the SEO part of the B2C as well, right?
For B2C, that would be a different white label agency. That wouldn't be Brandon. So that
Okay.
would be someone that we introduce you to. And
Okay.
again, normally the beauty with a B2C white label though is you're only paying them after you get clients. So you kind of think about it as your business money. Because if you close
I
a
see.
client at 5K, you're only giving them 1,000 to
Okay.
do all of the fulfillment essentially. So it's a pretty good deal with those white label agencies. But
Okay.
what Joe was trying to explain too is like in the beginning, you're worried about revenue, so you don't have to worry too much about it. But as you scale, you don't have to die on that hill. You know, see the data coming in from the white label, learn from the white label. So then when you are ready to bring it in house, you can. And also bear in mind, once you have that revenue coming in and you're more comfortable to leave your job, you're going to have all day to figure this out because you're
Yeah.
going to have your sales are automated with us. You're going
Hmm.
to have us running your ads and your closer closing deals. So now you can wake up and just figure this out. And it won't be that difficult when you have that much time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, cool.
Ooh. So the next steps are pretty much to pull up the invoice and get you on board, man.
Yeah,
You ready to
sounds
go
good.
or
Actually, I was just thinking about this because my Amazon launch is on the 11th of April or the 14th at the moment, and it could be delayed by a few days. I wonder if it makes sense to start at that point because I'm pretty preoccupied with that at the moment. But also I know that there's a 30-day build out, so but I don't know if there's
right?
like a lot of stuff that I need to do in the meantime. So I would want to be like as responsive as possible.
Right. So here's what I would tell you. For one, the 30-day build out, it's not going to take a ton of your time yet because we're
Mm,
doing everything. We're doing all the offer, building all the ads. We're pretty much doing everything.
right.
Especially those first 2 weeks, and then the other thing is, you know, I'm not the type of guy that's like trying to rush you, but that March offer will end on the 31st.
I
So I
see.
can't promise because like the March offer, you're getting the additional SEO introduction. You're getting another 6 months on top of the flagship program. You do get a lot of value with the March offer, and I wish you would just run it forever because as a sales guy, I love it. Um, but that's one thing to bear in mind. So I think with a 30-day build out, don't worry about having to like be at your desk 9 to 5. Like you'll schedule your own kickoff meetings with our teams, and those aren't going to consist of more than 30 minutes to an hour. They're usually pretty about their business. And then it's, you know, once we're ready to send you closers, we send you closers. It's not going to take you a ton of time, especially like by the 14th. That's probably really where we're going to want you more involved anyways, because it's gonna be like, hey, we're kind of getting ready to start launching here.
Hmm. Okay, cool. And then can I get a picture of like if this guy, if the ads kind of running by themselves and if the sales guy is kind of doing like potentially both appointment setting and closing. And then like I only have to step in if I want to, basically on that end. And then I guess like the majority of what I'll be doing is more like the like dealing with the fulfillment. Is that correct?
So, with it done for you, your main job is going to be two things. For one, just keeping your eye on your sales guy and managing him, right? Making sure he's feeling good about it, his mindset's good, etc. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's an important role. So just kind of being a leader and being a visionary, if you will, for the business. And then two would be correct, making sure your operations and fulfillment are on point. That's why we give you access to all the coaches as well as these white labels. These
Mm-hmm.
white labels are gonna, it's not like the white labels is a pretty simple process. It's like, hey, this is my offer for this niche. They're like, cool, got you. Let's set up a call. They set everything up. You get the accounts over that they need, and they run shit for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can always negotiate in those calls too. Like, hey, I want to kind of get some knowledge from you guys too, and just be able to work alongside you. Is that okay? And most of these guys are gonna love that, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, because I would think of your white label as a short term problem solver, because you're gonna want to bring that in house at some point. If you want to start scaling to seven figures, you're going to want to bring that in house because you're going to have way better profit margins. Because
Yeah.
at that point, you can be 40, 50% profit and making like 50K a month, which would be really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
um, but you also always have if you wanted to keep the white labels, it's not like you're still making money, but you're not working as often either. So it has its pros and cons.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. For sure. Okay. Cool. Is it possible for me to take this away and think about it for like a day or so?
Yeah, 100%, man. There's no problem with that.
Okay, sweet.
I'm not that guy, I promise, to be like today's the.
You
I
gotta do it
mean,
right now.
yeah, no. But I am curious, so I guess before we do jump off, is there something kind of running through your head that you're not sure about or anything else that you feel uncomfortable with?
To be honest, like me questioning the whole like dental niche in general kind of makes me question the whole like SMA model in general. But at the same time, like it's just because like I'm so inexperienced and like you kind of see like where I'm at right now. So like it's
Yeah,
just a struggle fest. So, but like obviously if things started working all of a sudden, then there's no issue. So if like we are closing, like we are piffing even like 5K, or even just like just more than 1K, and it is starting to happen, then I would like totally regain that conviction, at least from a sales perspective. Like I am still really concerned about getting the results because like for me, like I am like that's one thing that I think like isn't necessarily fully addressed because like for me like the everything has to be like aligned, and
right.
I'm kind of starting to lose conviction from what I'm seeing like from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing is that like I'm kind of concerned that this doesn't work anymore. Like at least the
Mm,
gen part of it. So that's one thing that's on my mind, and I'm just considering like, okay, cool. Does it make sense to then just like, jump into like different kind of business model or something like that? Like I like it's interesting because like I'm trying to make sure I have characteristics, both bad characteristics on both ends where like sometimes I stick to things way too long and I'm too stubborn.
mm,
Sometimes I like jump ship too early. So it's like I'm trying to make a balanced
yeah,
decision kind of thing. Um, but I do like the idea of at least having the front end stuff solved and there's like revenue coming in, kind of like you said, and then trying to solve the problem. Because like I've already started to like sit down and start thinking about like, okay, what can I do differently? What can I do differently? What can I do differently? How
mm,
can I solve these problems? What are the actual problems? Like what's going on? And I think like if I just had more time to think about that, then maybe I could come up with a solution and maybe I could solve the whole thing. But right now I
right.
just answer. Yeah. Yeah.
I I totally understand. Like, and one thing I can tell you is I've been a part of an agency that had shitty fulfillment, and I've been part of an agency that's had great. So it's like, and the main difference I'm telling you is because the agency that we had that had really high retention is we help them become better business owners. It's
Mhm.
almost never lead gen. It's almost never that. It's always the client's not understanding how to use the process right. So it's like the biggest thing is like almost coaching the clients. Because the SMA model 100% still works. That's one thing I can tell you with 100% certainty because there's 118 guys doing it. And a lot of these guys are at least just from agency life. Who knows in the world? There's other coaching programs out there. And there's also, I think the main difference is like you don't have to be the next Facebook ad agency. Like kind of like Joe just said, if you stick in the dental, you're not going to be selling lead gen anymore. It'll
Mm-hmm.
most likely be SEO, which is proven.
Right.
And the good thing about SEO is they do, even if they don't feel like they're like seeing as like much numerical results, they know they're getting more patients in because people are seeing them. And a lot of these guys, you can help them do this too. It's like, hey, build a form. Where'd you hear about us? And they're going to say Google. They're going to know it's coming from you. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So I think right now too, just to be super transparent with you, I think you're a little overwhelmed just because of how it's went. And it's just like, man, I have all this shit, I have all this issues, and now I feel like, maybe this isn't gonna work even with this type of thing. But what I can tell you is like if you come with the done for you, you're literally, I mean, you're working with the same team that Joel Kaplan works with. Like Brandon runs our ads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like these are eight figure guys. Like these are not guys that play around. You're gonna get sales coming in, and I think that's when it will feel a little better because you're gonna see that first payment come through, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, I didn't even close it. Someone else did for me." And now it's like, okay, we can breathe. Now we have forward motion. Right now, it's just been too much stagnant, where it just stays the same. You just need some forward motion, and dude, even if it's not dental, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
Like I think you don't want to like I would encourage you not to overwhelm over dental because if you feel like there's a better niche, we can help you pick a different one. Like we've helped guys go, they had zero knowledge on this whole thing. And now they're making 30, 40K a month. And so, because the beauty of it is like, you don't even have to know a ton about a niche before going into it. You just need more, to know more about the service that you're delivering.
Yeah. Yeah.
It only takes a few conversations to know what their pain points are, to know what they're looking for. It's very easy to actually pick up on different niches.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm a quick learner too. I picked up on dental super quickly. Like I think actually one of the things also is that like I actually really enjoy learning, and to be honest, I don't feel like I'm learning anything. I'm just struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I realized one thing. It's kind of I realize, and it's kind of silly because it's like an ego thing. It's like part of me is kind of like, okay, well, if I didn't learn or accomplish those things, it's like how can I take credit for like let's say the agency's successful all of a sudden, but it's like, okay, like I still suck at sales, I still suck at whatever. But it's like,
You
did I
won't.
achieve that, you know?
Well, you won't because if you're working and managing guys that are good, you do learn. Like you learn fast. So it's like you will pick up those skills. And then on top of it, it's not your fault that you have capital. Like you just have more leverage than other people that are at ground zero. You have to remember there's a lot of business guys that own businesses and they've never taken a sales call. They've never ran an ad, but you know what they have is they're good leaders and they're good visionaries. So they know how to put people in the right place. They know how to manage people, take care of people. That's their main skill. That's why they make the most money.
Hmm.
Like Joel's not getting on sales calls,
Right.
but I would argue I'm way better at sales than Joel Kaplan, 100%.
True.
But he makes way more money than me because he's a better leader. He's just a higher level guy. It's the truth. I got to eat my pride there. Like he understands marketing at this point because he's been doing it for so long for sure. But like your job as a CEO isn't to be the best at every little thing.
Hmm.
It's just to be a good leader. That's it. And
Right.
like you're gonna pick up the skills, bro. Like especially because as you're managing a salesperson and they're closing deals, you can watch their calls. You see what questions they're asking, what their tonality sounds like, how they're pitching. Like you can pick them up quick,
Mm-hmm.
especially like keeping them motivated and stuff like that. Like I think I would just delete that ego part of it because it's like,
Okay.
who cares? Like actually like step back and think, like, who cares if you're making 30K a month and someone's like, "Oh, well, you don't know sales." It's like, "Okay, well, I had the money to get a team that can."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
like
Right.
you're either going to hate or you're going to be hated. Like it is what it is.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, I guess it's not so much external. It's almost like to myself. It's like I kind of want to get good at it, but like you're right. Like I could review like all of the calls and be like, okay, like this is what happened that's good. This happened that's not good. I could take a few and then I could even get them to like review it for me or something. Be like this
Dude,
part of the employment where you have to review my sales calls.
yeah. Well, you'll also learn it at a higher level. Like you're going to learn it quicker. It's hard to learn when you're not making any sales.
Yeah.
So it's like what costs more to take the next 6 to 12 months to try to learn it all yourself or just use a team right now, speed up that process and then learn quicker with the best guys in the business at it. So it's just kind of the way you look at it. I think, you know, it's if you kind of step out and look at it from a bird's eye view, it actually makes more sense because you're gonna learn those skills even faster.
Yeah.
and at a higher level. Because if you're starting to make 30, 40, 50K a month, like now you're learning how to sell to the mass. Marketing is just sales to the mass. When you want
Right.
to start building a brand, like Joel, he is in a different sale than like we are on the ground because he's selling to the masses with his brand. It's a whole different skill that makes you way more money. The dude prints. So
Mm,
it's like, I would think of it as like you're still learning the skills. You're just paying for speed. That's the only difference between the flagship program and the done for you. I wouldn't even want to overcomplicate it. You're just
yeah,
paying for speed.
for sure. For sure. Cool. And just to verify, it's 15K without the sales and 25K with the salesperson, right?
Correct.
Okay. And do you guys have any sort of payment plans at all?
So not normally.
Yeah.
I can make a call. Like I guess just transparently, is it kind of just coming down to cash flow? Like if we could help you break it up, is it something that you would feel a lot better about, or
Yeah, yeah, just to like spread it out over time so it's not like a straight up 25K out of the bank. Especially because I'm
yeah,
Canadian, so that 25K is like basically like 40 like or
yeah.
whatever the hell it is. Wait, let me see what that is in conversion. Uh yeah, that's like 34. So
Okay.
4,000. Yeah.
Well, let me do
Yeah.
this. Let me ask you something real quick. And
Mhm.
I don't mean for this to be like salesy or anything,
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah, for
If
sure.
I can make a call and like split this up, I might be able to get it down too. If I can get this down from 25 to like 22, maybe a little less than that,
Yeah,
and split it up 50-50. Because we have hard costs, full transparency, dog. We have hard costs with Brandon's team, so I
yeah,
can't go less than 50% on the front.
yeah.
But if I can give Joe a call and see if we can do, 12 today and 10 and 12 today and 10 in 30 days and give you like $3,000 discount. Is that something that you'd be able to do today?
Yeah, I could do that today. Let me see. So 2012 today, which is
28th.
16 Canadian.
Oh, my
Um,
bad. There has the
yeah.
date.
Wait, so can you go over the details of that? So it's like 12 today and then um 11 the next in 30 days. And then you said something about like save a certain amount. What was that?
No, so I was gonna see if I could drop it from 25 to 22.
Hmm.
So it'd be 12 today and
Yeah.
10 in 30 days.
Okay.
So that'd be a total of 22K. So you'd be saving 3K overall if you jumped in today, essentially.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
If you think about it, that's your ad spend right there.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let me see
You can
how.
take a minute because I got to make a call. So I can give
Yeah,
you
yeah,
5 minutes to breathe. I don't want to make it feel pressured, but it
yeah,
is
yeah.
something that, I figured maybe throw in to help us out.
Okay, I actually really need to pee. Let me go pee, and then
Yeah,
I'll
man.
talk the last objections I have with you. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
bro. I got to make a call. So if I'm on mute, just give me a second. I'll be right here because I
Okay.
got to make a call to my manager. All
Okay.
right,
Sounds.
brother. All right, brother. I got the green light from Joe.
Okay.
So we can do it, but I'm ready. I'm throw them at me. I'm ready for them.
Okay. I okay, so generally speaking, I do like to like take a moment to just consider like everything because I've made some hasty decisions in the past and regretted it for sure. Um, so I guess like I was trying to think about it a little bit, and I was just thinking, okay, so if it's 25K, it's like, okay, how much of this is I guess I would like to personally like understand like how much of it is going where and like how I would
Mhm.
split the value. Like, okay, this much of the value of it is going to this value, this much of it is going to this value. Um, and I want to understand like, okay, cool. Is is this just like enough for me just thinking about this, enough of a refocus for me to like just realize, okay, cool, do I just switch up my own offer to SEO? Does that just improve things? Like, I guess it's like, should I go forward with the done for you, or should I try to do what I would have done with done for you by myself? That's kind of like where what I would think about if I were to think about it a little bit.
No, 100%. And also, I appreciate you just being super open and honest because it helps me help you.
Yeah.
Um, I would give you this answer if you did try because you've been trying to do this yourself, right, since November. So it's like, what's really going to change? Where like in the next 30 days, you're going to have ads running that are getting you consistent appointments and a closer that knows how to close. Because transparently and honestly speaking, right now we're not getting a ton of appointments, and our close rate, you said, they're about 10%. So it's like all the money you're already spending on ads is kind of going to waste because you're not closing anybody for more than $1,000. So it's like if you're already putting 4,500 a month into ads and you're closing at 10%, you're losing money by yourself already. So it's like every day that, man, I'm sorry,
No worries.
every day that goes by that you
Mhm.
continue to try to close, and you're not closing, you're just losing money. And then on top of that, then you still have that problem. Even if you do close, it's like, well, fuck, how do I fulfill? So like
Mhm.
I worry, and I'm gonna be the first person to like, bro, I believe in you. Go try it, like 100%. You're already a client of ours, but it also comes to the fact where it's like my job is to help you make a good decision. It's not just to close you. It's generally to help you make a decision. And I think that's just gonna lead to more zero conviction, and it's gonna lead to more like, man, is this even gonna work? Because you've already been trying. I don't doubt that you've been trying. You've been,
Mhm.
putting money into ads. You've been trying to close deals. Like you've already tried. Not saying that you can't succeed, but it's like how long until then? Where it's
Mhm.
like if you take, let's say you do it in the next 6 months, you're at 10K. But if you pay us, 25, and right now I'm getting it down to 22. But let's just say 22 since I already got it down. You're paying 22, and in 6 months, there's a good chance you're at seven figures. There's a very good chance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, out of the guys that have invested in the done for you, I don't think anyone's really closed. No one's closed under at least 10K within those 30 days. Like it happens because you have a good closer, someone who's 100% in it for sales, and that's it. So that's what they're good at. They don't have a job to fulfill. They don't have anything else. Their job is to take calls and help people make decisions. That's it.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
like you're paying more money up front 100%, but if you have it, you're gonna make more money because you're not giving up any equity in your business. We're not taking equity share. That's why it is, because there's other guys that say they can do this, but they don't have the track record, and they have some weird offer where it's like you pay them $100, and if it doesn't work, you pay them back. But it's like now you have a plan B, you have an out. We want to work with guys that are like, I have no plan B. I want to make this work. I want to work for myself. Let's do it. So it's
Mhm.
like we're able to charge more because it works, and we have the track record for it. So it's like it just kind of comes. That's the main question I have for you is like, what's more expensive to do this now and be at a way bigger number in the next 90 to 6 months, 90 days to 6 months, or continue to try to do this and face the same problems while still having to go to your other job and when you don't have as much time. So it just
Mhm.
kind of comes to like, how soon do you want to make this work? Because in terms of even, let's say you do want to pick a different niche, it's like now you have all of this shit to do. Where now I have to come up with a new offer. I have to call leads and figure out what their pain points are, get some market research. Whereas within 30 days, you're going to have everything done for you.
Mhm. Mhm. For sure.
So it's, of course, I'm going to tell you, I think the better decision is to go with us, but that's my job, right? It's your decision at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
I think if there's any fear that's like, man, is this going to work? I would just not even, if you felt like this wouldn't work, I don't think you'd still be on the call with me,
That's true.
you
That's
know?
true. No, I honestly do believe that it would work. So, um, I guess it's still that ego thing where it's like, man, I should have like I just feel like I'm gonna feel really stupid at certain points. I'm like, oh, I should have done that, should have done that. But I guess that's part of the learning, right? And that's like what you're talking
Yeah.
about, fast tracking the learning. It's like, okay, cool, now I know. I just like kind of hope that I'm not gonna take those learnings for granted and like not let it really have it sink in. Cause like I guess like traditionally I learned the hard way, but also like, I should just get over that because like that's not the right way to go for it. Like if you would choose
Mhm.
to go the hard way or the easy way, you probably should want to go the easy way. So yeah, if you had a
Yeah.
choice. Yeah.
And this also isn't the easy way. That's another thing I think I would change your mindset on. Like
Yeah.
it's still not easy. We still need you to be a CEO. That's no easy
Yeah.
feat. To
Right.
show up every day and motivate the guys that are working for you and still continue to strive to make your product better. That's not an easy. You're not choosing the easy route with the done for you dog. If anything,
Mm.
you're actually you're taking a bigger leap. Like that just shows that you have more confidence in yourself. Like because I can't tell you how many guys we speak to that are like, oh, I'm gonna go do this by myself, and then they're right back on a Zoom with me 6 months later, and they're like, I need your help. This doesn't work. And it's like,
Mm.
dog, I told you this 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing to ask for help, man. It's like,
Yeah.
if you read that book, Ego is the Enemy, because
Yeah.
I have a very big ego too, bro. Like it's hard for me. But when I first, just to give you some context, not to get too much in the weeds, but when I was like 18, I was in college for like 2 semesters, and I hated it. I was like, I'm not learning how to build a business. This sucks. Like I don't see myself. I don't want to go work for someone and sit in a cubicle. Like that just wasn't my life. And I tried agency. I joined Agency Lab. So actually, before I joined Agency Lab, I tried it for like 8 months, 8 fucking months of cold calls, guaranteeing the world to people. Like just because I had to make some money, I was completely broke. Parents were pissed that I dropped out. Like they gave me like 3 months until they were gonna kick me out. It was a whole ordeal.
Oh, damn.
Went well for like 8 months. I made some money, but I made a stupid guarantee, had to pay all of my clients back. Now I was a negative in the hole. We don't got to
Damn.
talk about how much it was bad. So that's why I was like, I was like, fuck, I need help. I ended up finding, since I was already in Agency Lab, because Agency Lab helped me build it, but I just didn't listen to all their advice on, hey, set their expectations, because I didn't know how to sell yet. So I was selling the world. That's why I was working. Reached out to Amin. So that's when I met Amin. I met Amin through Agency Lab. That's why I'm such a believer in it, because without the network, I would have been fucked. But Amin was looking for a closer. I reached out to him. I was like, dude, I'll work for free. Like I gave him the best offer possible. He's like, I'll pay you if you close deals. But he was at 30K a month with his real estate agency. We went from 30 to 280K in less than a year on a month.
Shit.
So, and I learned everything from him. So I had to drop my ego and just listen to him. Like, of course, I wanted to be like, oh, well, I was also an agency owner. But I was like, nah, Amin's at a different level. I'm just going to drop the ego, listen to him, learn from him. He taught me everything. He taught me how to sell. That was like, without him, I'd be, I give a lot of credit to him in the beginning because he helped me get started. And from there, I mean, I closed over $1 million for him just in agency sales.
Mm-hmm.
Did 3 different agencies. It wasn't even until full transparency, I didn't even really start working for Agency Lab until December because I was still working with Amin. But Joel has kind of always wanted me to come over here because I guess somehow built up a little bit of a name in terms of like being a closer.
Nice.
And he's like, dude, come over here. So for me, it was like kind of full circle. I was like, I would want nothing more but to sell for you. Like without Agency Lab, I'd be screwed.
Yeah.
So since I've been here, it's been great. I've made more money, helped more people. And the great thing about this offer is I'm telling you, like as a salesperson, I'm the same way. I don't like selling something that doesn't work. I would not be selling this offer if it was going down the drain.
Yeah.
But like we come in and within a month of Joel launching the Done For You offer, there was more testimonials with good results than I ever had in those 3 first agencies.
For sure.
So it's like, I guess all this to tell you is just like, don't worry about feeling like, because all of it's kind of like what you're thinking other people will think of you, but who cares? Because you're at 0 right now. So it's like, if you're at 30, 40, 50K a month and you're leading a team, that's a higher leverage scale to be a leader than be good at sales. Like everything I make for Joel, I'm only getting 10% of. Like, it's not like he's hurting. You know what I'm saying? Like you are, you're paying for speed, but you're also going to learn the skills by working with these guys and having conversations with them. And bear in mind, bro, if shit does hit the fan center, you're like, well, what if this doesn't work? It'll be way before that 60-day mark that we're on it. Like if something's going wrong, Joel and Sergio will personally jump in and make sure this works. That's just how they are. They have this brand now that they can't ruin. Can you imagine if this big brand that Joel has, everyone's starting to say scam under? Like he'd be screwed.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's one thing I can give you like absolute conviction on is like, bro, if anything's going wrong, even within the first 30 days, we're going to be on it. We have an eye on your account. So it's like, if we have to pull in C-level executives to like make sure this is working, they're going to show up and it's not going to be phone calls and text. It's going to be Zoom calls where it's like, okay, let's figure this out. We've done it for 118 other people. Why can't we figure this out for you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Perfect. I have 2 final things. So one is, let's say I get the salesperson and they're doing well, whatever, but I want them to like grow more. Like, could I pay you to coach them? Like, is that like a possibility at all? Like, is that something
We already do.
Okay.
We already do. Yeah. So that's involved with it. Like they get the coaching calls with Agency Lab, like all 8 of them. I think there's like 8 coaching calls a week. They get those. So they can go to like call reviews with Joe Poshan, who's been in sales much longer than me. And he can do a call review with them. We're going to take care of like, especially if the sales guy's really underperforming, they're going to get extra support besides just the Agency Lab stuff. And if they are like you said, if they're doing good, usually what they're gonna, if they're making money, that's why I want to have a higher ticket, because if they're making good money and they're doing well, they're by themselves are gonna want to start selling more. That's just kind of what happens. Once you're at a hot streak, you want to just keep getting more and more.
Right.
But to answer your question, yeah, we do the coaching part for you because we want you focused on fulfillment, operations, and just what are the biggest levers you can pull to grow your business. while sales are automated for you. So it's like keep an eye on your sales guys, make sure they're good. Because I do feel you're going to have more than one of them. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to do the coaching 100%.
Okay, cool. Okay, the other question I had was, I think part of my agency lab flagship, I'm not sure if I had any one-on-ones in my deal. Like I noticed that everyone else did, but I don't know if I necessarily had any. Is it possible to check up on that and see? Because I know that there's like one-on-one included, but I believe like at the same time when I got my deal, other people got like four one-on-one offers, but it's like one-on-one with like each of the different people, like Joe, like Sergio, Joel,
With the flagship?
somebody else. What's that?
With the flagship program?
Yeah, there was a crazy month
Huh.
that was happening. But I think like what happened is maybe I joined like the day before he like increased the offer to that or something. So I was wondering,
Yeah.
like, do I just ask like the client success to check that? And is it possible to get like more one-on-ones? Because it's like I haven't had a single one-on-one yet, and I feel like at this point, like I've struggled enough to like have some meaningful questions. Because I knew before like I had no questions worth asking, but like now at this point, okay, I do have some like real questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I guess like is it possible to get like more than one one-on-one?
Yeah, I mean, I can throw an extra one-on-one in there for you. I mean, at
Okay.
this point, I think you're already a client. If you're ready to go, we can do that for you. But full transparency, dog, a lot of the questions, like how I answer them, they're gonna answer them the same way. Like focus
Yeah.
on the small things.
Yeah.
I think what would help you is give you like a one-on-one with Sergio. Sergio, believe it or not, is really the brains behind the operation. Joel's just really, really good on the brand side.
Yeah.
Sergio, that guy, I mean, anybody that speaks to Sergio makes more money. Um, it's a weird thing. We have a joke about it. It's like, yeah, anybody that talks to you makes more money.
Do they get
I
bigger
would
too?
say maybe within like 30 days, throw that in because I think the first 30-day build out, I would let our team build stuff out. It's not really worth it yet. And then once things start to launch, I can throw in. I'll put it on your stuff too. One-on-one with Sergio Tavares, and you can get a one-on-one with him as well.
Okay, perfect.
So I can throw that in there for you. Maybe that'll
Okay.
just be the extra cake on the pudding, if you will.
Yeah, the cherry on top. All
The
right, man.
cherry on top.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Everything sounds
All right,
good.
bro.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks
Let me go ahead and
for going through that with me and making this call like long as heck.
no, you're good, man. Like I said, my job is to help you out. I have no doubt that within 45 days, I'm going to be seeing your name in there. That's crushing it. I mean, I have no doubt with it. You have a good mindset. And also that one should be for 12K. So it's with that new, I put on their 3K discount. Um, but I have no doubt you have a good mindset, a good head on your shoulders. And I think you just need a little bit extra guidance and we're going to be able to help you do that in a fast way.
For sure. There's a chance this might get like flagged as suspicious transaction, which might take a few extra minutes, but let's see how it goes.
Yep, no problem. I've been on a call for like 2 hours with banks before, so it's nothing new.
Oh, okay. My bank's pretty fast. They just have some delays when it happens before they actually send the text to verify, but let's see if it works.
No, I'll go ahead and pull this up for you. The next steps can be pretty quick.
All right, we're good.
Cool, brother. And then what I'll do from here, we might even already be Facebook friends if you're in the group. But let me make sure I'm your Facebook friend because the next thing to do is actually group you in a group chat with them. And they're going to start dropping links like the Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just added you, I think.
Is it, are you like on, with two
Like a
bikes?
bridge, two bikes, yeah.
Hell yeah, I got you. Okay, I'll go ahead and get that over to you. I had to push a meeting back about a half hour because I know this
Oh,
one went
shoot.
along, which don't
Yeah,
worry about, brother. You made it worth it for me anyways. But I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna send you I'll get you the agreement over with all the March offers, including the one-on-one with Sergio.
cool.
And then I'm gonna group you with that Facebook team the minute we get off this call. So just give me like a half hour. So I'm gonna quick make a call to the next meeting. Just be like, hey, give me 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
But other than that, bro, congratulations. This is the hardest part. You made the leap. We're gonna solve some of these problems and get you rolling.
Sweet, dude. Thanks so much, Clay. And no
Yes,
rush
sir.
for getting that stuff over. Like even if it's by tomorrow, that's fine for me if it helps.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll make sure it's at least by the end of the day.
Yeah.
At least I'm pretty good about it. So
For sure.
great to meet you, Bo, and we'll look forward to helping you out, brother.